What's up, guys? It's your man Jay Will. I'm going to talk about these two phones and why you should not upgrade to this phone right here if you have this phone. And this phone I speak of is the iPhone 6s, and this is the iPhone 7. So Apple came to the market with a new device, and they come every year with a new device, and they do these small upgrades. Well, let me read some tech specs first, and then I'll get into just a real quick video discussion on why you shouldn't upgrade. This is a question that I keep getting on a lot of videos, and people are inboxing me, and they're saying, "Hey Jay, should I upgrade? I have this." I've answered it in another video during a review, but this is the official video why you should not upgrade. So here we go. So the specs on these devices right here are pretty much, the body is completely the same. It says that the iPhone 7 weighs a little bit less at 138 grams, but you really can't tell the difference. The iPhone 7 is IP67, so you get a little splash and dust resistance. It says that you can have it under water for 30 minutes. Don't test that. Other than that, the display is exactly the same. Nothing's different about the displays. You're still pretty much and this is the iPhone 7, not the 7 Plus. I'll have a video for that later. These are still pretty much 720p displays, not a real big upgrade. The iPhone 6s actually it's on 10.1. I didn't upgrade this one to 10.1 because the battery life was so much better, so I downgraded some of my devices. Some of them are on 10 and some of them are not. This one is not. They both have a 12 megapixel camera, but the 7 has a 1.8 aperture, and this has a 2.2 aperture on the iPhone 6s. But you really, I think the iPhone 6s camera does stills better, and I think the footage on the video footage on the iPhone 7 is better because it has optical image stabilization. You have a 7 megapixel camera on the front of the iPhone 7. And you have a 5 megapixel camera on the front of the iPhone 6s. And you really can't tell the difference, guys. Not very much. And what's different? I think, the battery is 1960 in here, and it's 1715 in there. But I still get good battery life on both of these. Not great battery life. But let's just get into some things here. Now, that's kind of the techie stuff. But if you're only upgrading because you want the new look and the water resistance, just small increments. So when Apple first launched this, I was extremely impressed, and I made a video about the iPhone 7 Plus, not the iPhone 7. Now, there aren't a lot of jumps from the iPhone 6s Plus to the iPhone 7 Plus, but the body of the iPhone 7 Plus is a little bit better. I think from the camera and the color, I think it looks better. But you really don't have to upgrade if you have an iPhone 6s. And probably if you have an iPhone 6. I said in my other video 6 down, but after using this for extended use, it's really, really, really not a major upgrade. I would go so far as to tell a person, go up to the iPhone 7 Plus if you have a 6s. Don't get the iPhone 7. You're not getting much of an upgrade. You're still on a 1080p display. You're still at the same body. You're getting dual speakers. I forgot about that. You do get the dual speakers. But it's not something that you have to have. Now, this is for the people out there who like to do a lot of upgrades, not the average consumer, because the average consumer doesn't upgrade their phones every 3 months or every year. They keep it until it falls apart, or just, and then they get something else. There are still people out there like that, and there are still people out there who just don't upgrade at all. They just buy a little flip phone and call it a day. Like, they don't do smartphones at all. I have several family members that just don't do smartphones. They just do a regular flip phone, and they've been that way since 1978 or no, whenever you can get I'm going to say 1998 or 97, I think is when, probably before that, she had a flip phone, and she's had a flip phone ever since. She's just not upgrading. But nonetheless, this isn't really an upgrade after having it in hand. Now, I did say that I was excited about the iPhone 7 Plus, but I don't have my iPhone 7 Plus yet. I've already used it. I went to the store and used it, and I actually really do like that phone. And they have the matte black one on display there. It's really nice. If you haven't seen Jerry Riggs' video of the matte black iPhone 7, it actually held up pretty well. It held up better than some other phones that are high-end phones, especially with the scratching. But you know, if people ask this question all the time, should I upgrade? They'll say something like, I have an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 6S, iPhone 6 Plus or iPhone 6 Plus, should I upgrade? The answer is, if you're in the S line, just don't even do it, man. Just the dual speakers, water resistance, you know, that's about it. You know, I wouldn't recommend that you do it. I would say stay with your current device, because besides the memory upgrade, you know, I don't see much difference in performance, nothing. The cameras are equally matched, if you will. There's some things good about this one, and there's some things good about this one. Now, as far as RAM goes, these are identical. But the iPhone 7 Plus has 3 gigs of RAM. And again, that's important only to techies. You really can't tell the difference in performance. I used it, and alongside with my iPhone 6s Plus, you just can't tell the difference. You're really only upgrading for this color, maybe the water resistance and the speakers. That's about it. You know, that's why I do the after the hype videos, because the hype does wear off, man. I mean, it wears off, and it wears off pretty quickly within about 3 days or so. Shout out to BlackBerry. You have to make a decision sometimes, and sometimes people hit, like, shopping today is people hit the internet, they hit YouTube, they do this, they hear other people's opinions who actually have both phones or are using them both. And I'll be able to do this same video hopefully this week or next week, probably next week, because I want to use the iPhone 7. Like, I want to use mine for at least 5 days or 3 or 4 days, you know, after the hype, you know, and everything. But you know, there's really nothing to be hyped about when you compare these phones for the iPhone 7. I mean, I just wouldn't do it. You're not getting this substantial upgrade. And some people are saying, well, I'm going to wait till the iPhone 8. It's probably not going to be that big of a jump. And really, it's going to be the iPhone 7s and iPhone 7s Plus is what they're going to do. But yeah, it's not going to be that big of an upgrade. It's really not. They've doubled their memory, something they should have done a long time ago. You know, yeah, they kept the price the same pretty much, but there's incremental, and a lot of people who are upgrading these phones are people who already have the phone. So they're just doing trade-in. So it's not that they're losing money, they're just kind of starting over. And you know, they're just going to do that every 2 years or every year. And I know people that actually do that. Every year they get the new iPhone. Well, I do it because of the reviews. But I actually keep the phones. You know, I don't ditch them all the time. Sometimes if it's an Android phone, or depending on what it is, I sell the older versions of these. But, you know, this phone still holds good value, even though it's a year old. And I just don't see the need, if a person's asking me, here's my official answer. Don't upgrade to this phone, because you're not getting that much more. Yeah, so what, this has a 1.8 aperture and this has a 2.2 aperture. You can't really, there's no way that the average consumer can figure that out, because most people shoot in auto mode. A lot of people don't do 4K. But this is a 256 gig, so if you want to do 4K, do it all you want. But on here it's a 64 gig, so I'll run out of that, I'll fill up that 4K a little bit faster. But I wouldn't tell you to upgrade to this from this. I would say bump up to the iPhone 7 Plus. And, you know, I wouldn't even go so far as to tell you to get the 256 gig. If you're a person who had the 64 gig of the iPhone 6s Plus, or you just you want to go get the iPhone 7 Plus, I would say go with the middle ground, which is 128 gig, because the price didn't change. It just went up $20 or something like that, so that's not too bad. But the pricing scheme on there, they kind of leave it the same, which is good. But also, here's another option I would tell you to do. Hit your local retailers and get a good deal on this one. If you have a 5S or a 6, now's the time to buy the iPhone 6s and the 6s Plus. You know, like us at launch, you know, we paid the full cost for these. So you can get a better deal. Like right now, you can get 128 gig Now, speaking from a T-Mobile, this is T-Mobile right here. I don't mess with Verizon for this because I have the 2-year contracts with them, so I just get it at whatever it costs and it's mine. But T-Mobile has all of their iPhone 6s and 6s's and 6s on sale like $200 off, which means you can get 128 gig for $750 in the Plus model. And it's strange as recording this video, they have the 128 6S Plus and the 64 gig 6S Plus at the same price of $750. The difference is they want $100 down on the 128 and no money down on the 64. The smart thing would be to just get the 128. You can find every year if you want a new iPhone, don't get the newer model. You stay a year behind or 2 years behind, and you'll get an even better deal. So is this a really big upgrade? Nah. We knew that it wasn't. I feel like the real upgrade is with the Plus model. But again, I don't have my Plus model. Hurry up, T-Mobile. They keep telling me that it's ready to go. But, you know, this looks great. It's a really nice phone. If you don't have an iPhone 7, yeah, go ahead and get the latest one. If you just want the latest one, or play it smart and get one of the other models down. You get the same performance. You just don't have some of the features. Yeah, that's my official answer on that, man. Don't upgrade to the iPhone 7 because it's really not worth the upgrade. When you're having both of these, you have to have both of these in hand and have been using this one first, and then switch to this one, and because you're going to be looking for something exciting about it. I put up my after the hype for this, and I'll link it in the description of this video. But yeah, don't upgrade to this if you have this. Just don't do it. It's really not worth it. I don't think you're going to be as excited. And again, that is the reason for after the hype videos, because the excitement does wear off. You'll probably see the same thing with my iPhone 7 Plus. The only difference is I don't use an iPhone regularly. So I'm primarily on my iPad Pro 9.7. I wear this thing out. I mean, I bang it hard. I do a lot of stuff on that the iPad Pro 9.7. I do so much work on there. It's incredible. But my iPhone 7 Plus, I think I'll be a little bit more excited about that. Because, for one, I have like 1,000 accessories for that phone. I mean, I have everything, and and same thing with my Note 7. I went to go pick up my Note 7 the other day, and there was a problem in the system, and then they gave away all the black ones first, and they only had blue available. It was pretty frustrating. But nonetheless, they told me I can pick up a black one. Hopefully I can pick it up today. And I'll compare those two, the iPhone 7 and the the Note 7. Now, right off the bat, having used them both already, I think I'm probably going to tell a person, hey, the Note 7 is definitely a feature-rich phone. But performance-wise, I think the iPhone 7 Plus does a heck of a lot better. Now, upgrade or no upgrade, don't upgrade to this if you have this. That's my official answer. What do you think? Should you guys upgrade from, if you have a 5S, if you have a 5, if you have a 4S? There are people that are still using a 4S. They should definitely upgrade to at least the iPhone SE. I have an iPhone SE as well. That will be a nice upgrade to those people if they don't want to break the bank, because you're pretty much getting these phones. Minus some, you're definitely getting this phone. And I think you're getting much better hardware too with the SE. The SE has great hardware. I think it's built a heck of a lot better. Like the shape of it, I like it a lot better. Those squared off edges, I love that. So don't upgrade to this. You know, like I said before, if you don't have it already, if you have another iPhone, just keep it. But if you are looking to get an iPhone, look for some deals. You know, don't just jump to the highest one. You can definitely get a much better deal, especially with the memory options on this one right here. They have the 6S as low as $550. And that's really great, and I think that's a really good deal. So it's your man Jay Will. You know, if you decide you wanted to upgrade, are you on the fence about? Are you watching this video because you're on the fence about should you upgrade or not? Or are you trying to figure out what you should do? That's my thoughts on it. My word isn't bonded in this situation. My word is not bonded. It doesn't say everything about your choice, and I can't tell you what to do. I'm just telling you I have them both, and you won't be wowed for these. Now, I'm hoping, like I said before, that I'm wowed a little bit more with my iPhone 7 Plus, because it is coming, and I think I will be, to be honest. I'm also contemplating, should I even grab another Note 7? I put a poll up on Google Plus the other day, and it's a landslide. Like 97% of the people said, no, I'm not buying it again. And that was for the people. I did see some people commenting who didn't have the Note 7, and I know who has the Note 7 in those comments and who didn't, who was voting. Some people might have just voted no because they just dislike the Samsung or they dislike the Note. But a lot of those people don't even use a Note. So, I gotta go. I've talked long enough. So, it's your man Jay Will. I'll see you guys in the next video. Upgrade or don't. What should you do? Take care.